They know the public's so ignorant that the word homosexual or heterosexual, I guess, is bad. The word Caucasian or Negro is supposedly bad. When those are just scientific names. It'd be like if I called a dog a canine and somebody didn't know what that meant. They said that's a racial slang towards a dog. You're going to be arrested for calling a dog a canine or a cat a feline. Or I guess if you called a pig a porcine. Or if you called a cow a bovine, you're going to be arrested. I mean, this is the level of thought police control going on. So later in the next hour, we're going to have nothing but phone calls. I want to get your take on this because I'm not saying I'm going to go out and burn a Koran. I don't do just pure stunts like that. It's just at an instinctive level. If they do start arresting Americans for burning Korans, next you won't be able to even criticize a politician because they'll say, oh, this is disruptive, this is hurtful, you can't yell fire in a theater. That's not yelling fire in a theater. That's what this country is based on, is the right. Here's an example of, it's got to be 10 years ago. We had a burn the UN flag day, and I did it down at the Capitol. And they tried to get the police to arrest me for it, but they refused. And so the local news shot video the same day at another location of a guy who hated me burning an American flag. And they cut in to the newscast and basically implied that I had burned an American flag, and I got a bunch of hate mail over it. I burned the United Nations flag because it's a symbol of tyranny and corruption and dehumanization and eugenics. So next, are they going to ban burning the UN flag because it's hurtful to the 170-something member nations to the United Nations? Yep, there's the video. That was another event where they had a burn ban on, so I couldn't burn it. And so I cut it up with a knife. I was in pretty good shape then. That's what happens when you lift weights 2 hours a day or jog 6 miles every other day. But they're showing video for prisonplanet.tv viewers. You can just search the term Alex Jones burns a UN flag, Alex Jones destroys UN flag, if you want to watch the full video from, that's actually 11 or 12 years ago now that I see the video. I burned the UN flag a couple times 12 years ago, and then 11 years ago I sliced it up because they had a burn ban. But side issue, this is political correctness, and it's what's destroying our nation. And political correctness, 6 months ago, 8 students were sent home from the San Francisco middle school, 5 of them Hispanic, over 1,000 people in the school, and most of them weren't even there wearing American flags because it was Cinco de Mayo. American flag shirts are popular. One of them was an Old Navy shirt, and the illegal aliens in the school in the sanctuary city were so offended by the American flag in America that the students were sent home. And then there's video of other students driving around days later with American flags flying from their cars and the illegals cussing at them, yelling at them, starting fights with them. Because, well, I mean, here's an example. There was a national cartoon. In fact, guys, print this for me. I think I IM'd it to you. I haven't seen it in my stack. Maybe it's here. There was a national cartoon showing the Mexican eagle on the Mexican flag shot by drug gangs, laying dead with bullet holes in it. And the national government of Mexico has gotten angry and is complaining about it. They're not worried about tens of thousands dying every year. They're not worried about their country collapsing. It's that nationalism of which wasn't even about Mexico or the flag itself being bad. It was about the countries being killed by the drug war. And they're demanding that this cartoon not be run. We're being intimidated. You know, that's why I supported a few months ago artists worldwide doing cartoons about Islam. Because they've been threatened with death if they do. And if we give in to that mafia threat, that's the end of free speech. Don't you understand? The globalists bring in all these foreigners. They bring in all these diverse groups. They hype us all up to hate each other. And then the globalists play the part of the referee over all of this and say, well, so that there's peace with everyone, you don't have any free speech, any of you. Or they selectively allow certain groups to have free speech, but others can't. So I'll wear an American flag if I want. Okay? If you don't like it, leave. And if you don't like somebody's right to burn a Bible, an American flag, or a Koran, get out of the country. Go back to Saudi Arabia.
So you got your emergency food, water, guns, and ammo, right? What about your paperwork, your medical and insurance records, legal documents, emergency plans? Keeping and knowing where those vital papers are can really prepare you. That's why you need Prepared Binder, an emergency binder designed to keep all your important documents in one safe place. See Prepared Binder at preparedbinder.com or call 480-284-1826. Prepared Binder, organized peace of mind.
In a coming-apart world, you need something to keep it tied together. That something is Atwood Rope, the highest quality rope made in the USA, from exotic braids for military, rescue, arborists, boating, tow line, shipyard, or decoration. Quality rope at affordable prices you and your customers can depend on. Find a dealer or shop online at atwoodrope.net. Enter promo code RADIO to receive a free 100 feet of 550 paracord. Atwood Rope, working to keep the world tied together.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
Gold. If you listen to the radio, watch TV, or surf the net, you're hearing about gold. Eventually you will ask yourself, is gold right for me? The answer might surprise you. We protect ourselves and our families from many things. Do you have medical insurance? Is your home insured? Do you carry life insurance? How about financial insurance? If you own gold, then the answer is yes. If you don't own gold, the question is, why don't you have financial insurance? We put our faith in things we trust. Do you trust the dollar? Do you trust the economy? Do you trust the government? Gold has always been something you can trust. For thousands of years, people have put their faith in gold. Where will you put your faith? Now is the time to protect yourself and your family. Call Midas Resources today at 1-800-686-2237, extension 242. 1-800-686-2237, extension 242. And ask for Jim Parker. Let me help you get started today. 1-800-686-2237, extension 242.
You worry, but only because you're paying attention. What's happening in the Gulf of Mexico illustrates an audacity toward nature. A similar audacity called GMO, or genetically modified organisms, means that the quality of commercially grown food may be compromised with our health in the balance. Now that summer's here, what better time to learn about the bounty that nature provides in wild edible food? Let author Linda Runyon show you the best-kept secret in plain sight, that food is everywhere you look. This summer, for the cost of a good meal or two out, you can literally starvation-proof yourself and your loved ones against any future craziness, and put up tons of free food, too. Whatever experiment is being run on us, you can rest assured that Linda's 50 or so staple foods aren't involved. Our foods are their enemy. So go to ofthefield.com or call toll-free 1-888-51-EAT-FREE and take that first step. Make your oasis of food security and nutrition now. That's OFTHEFIELD.com or call 1-888-513-2837. Start now and make 2010 your year of independence.
Okay, Richard Gage coming up with key breaking 9/11 news. Here's the CNN story. They even get it right on this issue. Get real, Mexico. It's just a cartoon. And it goes on. I realize this might be an imprudent question leading up to September 16th, Mexican Independence Day. But what in the world is the matter with Mexico? Here you have a drug war that has caused the deaths of more than 28,000 Mexicans, with the resulting loss of billions of dollars in tourism and foreign investment in the economy already in distress, drug gangs terrorizing the population, school children being taught to duck and cover under their desk in the event of gunfire, the corrupt and discredited institutional revolutionary party making a comeback thanks to voter discontent over the war, and dire warnings from international organizations about how the whole country could be on the brink of collapse. And what offends the sensibilities of Mexicans? A cartoon. American cartoonist Daryl Cagle recently came under fire south of the border after drawing a Mexican flag with a provocative twist. The flag is supposed to feature an eagle perched on a cactus devouring a snake. In Cagle's rendition, the eagle lies in the center, riddled with bullet holes in a pool of blood. Cagle said his drawing, which went out to more than 800 newspapers around the world and has been published in at least 2 newspapers in Mexico, was intended to draw attention to the horrible violence in the country. Instead, the imagery unleashed furious anger. The Mexican newspaper El Universal, which ran the cartoon, heard complaints from many readers. "It's a shame," said one. A patriotic symbol like our flag, which is so beautiful to me, can be mocked by a stupid cartoonist. Even the Mexican embassy in Washington, which must not have had more important matters to deal with, got into the act, criticizing it. They went on to say they respect and defend free speech and freedom of expression in any way it's manifested, but regarding the case of Mr. Cagle's cartoon, we differ on the use he makes of the Mexican flag and the message it conveys. And it goes on from there. So you can't wear American flags. The 30 million Mexicans here in the U.S., large portions are threatened by it. You've had illegals come out of the public schools all over the country, go to police stations, fire stations, post offices, private businesses, and pull down American flags. Stomp on them. And if you criticize it, you're bad. It's my First Amendment to say I think that's wrong and shows a hatred of this country. And look, I don't care what color you are. I want to live in peace with everybody. But if you are so offended by the American flag that you're pulling it down at post offices, if you're so offended by it that you don't want people wearing it at public school, you're so offended by it a cartoonist can't show that Mexico is in deep trouble. I mean, how many cartoons have you seen making fun of the American eagle as a symbol of the federal government? It's constant. That's what freedom of expression and speech is about. And either you support it. I mean, I don't like these reports of Muslims in the West Bank burning the Bible. It's disrespectful. It's hateful. But it's their right to do it. And if they start burning Bibles here in the United States, I don't like it, but it's their right to do it. But to threaten to kill this pastor is the opposite of what this country was founded on, and I will defend that preacher's right until I'm dead to burn the Koran, because it's his right to do it as an American. With the Bill of Rights and Constitution, he has that right, even though it's distasteful. And I think it's disgusting. I have a right to say it's disgusting, and that I think it's going to... The Pentagon is upset about this because it will illustrate what many of the troops have already been taught, that this is a war against Islam, that we are over there. That's what they're taught in these different speeches the generals give them. That's what comes out. They promote a kind of fake Christianoid idea over there, that they're part of some holy war, against Islam. So let's just be honest about it. And this illustrates what people really feel. If you don't want our troops being killed, pull them out of Iraq, pull them out of Afghanistan. And then if Muslims don't want to support free speech, well, then we don't have these massive numbers of people immigrating here. You never hear a discussion or a debate about that. If people don't like the American flag, don't immigrate here. If you don't like free speech, don't immigrate here. But at the same time, we shouldn't be over in their countries. We shouldn't be running around inside their nations. I mean, can you imagine how much they hate us? We're all talking about how they want to blow us up and be terrorists over here. Since the 50s, our government's been overthrowing governments over there, mainly secular governments that want to be our friends. The globalists don't want that. They want a bunch of crazed extremists running things. We're going to come back, talk to Richard Gage, and then, folks, the police state news I've got in the third hour after we take calls is off the charts. It's off the hook. Look at this. Victims of extraordinary rendition, that's kidnapping, cannot sue U.S. court rules. They're also announcing what I told you they do 7 years ago, because Homeland Security said that was the plan. They're going to have random checkpoints all over America, strip searching you, body scanners, bathing you in radiation. We've got to say no to this. It's about training you to live in a total police state, and even NBC admits that. The headline's police state. We'll be right back.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run.